Hey there friend, today I am sharing 5 tips to fill your sketchbook. It's not really a video about what to draw, because you can find a lot of helpful and fun videos made by other creators on that topic. This is more about the advice that has helped me to get into a, if not daily, a more consistent drawing habit. A little disclaimer before I get into the advice, I don't think it's necessary to draw every single day. Consistency is the biggest factor in growth. It's just the rate of growth might be a little bit different per person. It's just about mileage and about practice and just sticking to your own pace and knowing when you're pushing a little too hard and knowing when you could push yourself a little harder. It requires being really honest with yourself. Anytime we can confront ourselves and try to improve, that's something to be admired, and I wish you all the luck in your sketchbook this year. Now that all of that is out of the way, I'm going to share 5 things that have helped me stick to a drawing habit in 2024 so far. And I know that it's still January, I know that the year is young, but I'm telling you, these 5 things have totally changed the game for me, and I can actually see myself finishing a sketchbook this year, or even multiple sketchbooks this year. I've never been so excited to open up my sketchbook every day, and that's huge. The first thing I'm doing is keeping my supplies super simple. I mean, like, bare bones. It's just a pencil, an eraser, and a blending stump. And by limiting my supplies, I'm limiting the decisions I have to make. And it's not to say that if I wake up one morning and I want to use markers or colored pencils that I can't, I just know that the default supplies are basic. And the next thing I'm implementing that has definitely been said before, but it bears repeating, and that's just to take expectations off of my sketchbook, or at least just set the bar super low. I want my sketchbook to be a place to practice and experiment, and more often than not, I just want it to be a safe place to fail, so I don't feel the pressure of making everything perfect or thinking that I need to share this with anyone or post it on social media. And there are definitely artists out there that create more finished pieces and really beautiful spreads, but I think that if I was gonna try and do that every day, it would be so discouraging for me to want to keep a daily habit. Plus, ugly sketchbooks are awesome. I love seeing people's messy sketches and all the chaotic drawings. It kind of feels like we're able to see the artist's thought process on the page. And for me, I know that if I aimed for a finished drawing or a beautiful spread every time, I'd be way too intimidated to start. So I've set the bar ridiculously low. Literally the only standard I'm trying to reach is that there's a drawing on the page. So it doesn't even matter if it's a good or a bad drawing. There's technically a drawing on the page. So I've hit my goal. And this helps me believe that drawing consistently is actually achievable. I've also set a specific time to draw, and I thought about how I spend my time each day, and I tried to find a slot where drawing could fit naturally. For me, it's the first thing I do in the morning, and ideally I sit down at my desk at 6 a.m. and I draw until 7. Now, does that always happen? No. But the ideal has been set, and I know that from 6 to 7 is my drawing hour, and sometimes I don't get started until 6:15 or 6:30 for one reason or another, but I don't beat myself up about it. I just do what I can within that time frame. So if I'm only drawing for 15 minutes or 45 minutes, it still counts as a successful drawing session. And there have been a few days that I've completely missed the morning. I genuinely miss it if I don't get to do it. It's actually becoming slightly addicting. Maybe drawing every day is unrealistic, or you can only do 15 minutes every other day, or whatever. The point is to be honest with yourself about how you're spending your time each day. Where is all of your energy and time going, and how can drawing fit into your life? And speaking of time, the third thing I've done is use a timer. This has been a huge game changer, especially on the mornings I don't feel motivated. I set a timer for 3 minutes and just draw. Once the timer goes, I usually think, wow, that went really fast, and it makes it easier to keep going. I use this as a warm-up, and I especially use it when I'm doing any sort of figure drawing gestures, but no matter what you want to draw, I think the timer is super helpful. Plus, it's helping me draw faster and filter out the details so I can focus on just big shapes and trying to communicate my drawing in fewer strokes without noodling around and overworking it. So I would definitely give this a try if you haven't. The last thing I want to talk about that has helped me a ton is pre-planning my reference. I think it's super important to set goals as an artist and have an area of focus for your work when you're trying to build your skills. Reference boards are a huge part of that for me. I thought about and set my goals, and then I went on Pinterest and found some references that would help me with that goal. I don't necessarily have to draw the things that I've pinned. It can act more like a mood board for my drawing session. That being said, drawing from reference when you're brain dead first thing in the morning is definitely the way to go for me. And if I scroll through it and don't feel inspired by anything, I just click on the option More Ideas, which will bring up similar images, and that's actually how I found the photo for the school drawing. I've also created a monthly prompt list post and shared it on my Instagram, and I've created a Pinterest board of references that correlate with each month in the description box if you are interested. In other news, thank you so much for the support. It truly blows my mind that you guys are like subscribing and leaving such nice comments. Making videos is so scary, and putting your art out there is super vulnerable, but you guys have been so gracious and nice, and I just seriously want to thank you for that. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye!